Hello everyone, greetings student. This is Mr. Jahan Nishu from JRK International Educational Consultant. And today we are having a session with Linnaeus University, and our representative from Linnaeus University is Henrik. So could you give us a presentation and tell us a bit about the Linnaeus University and their programs and entry requirements? And then we'll be taking your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to write down in the chat box, or we are going to open the microphone as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm going to pass the mic to Mr. Henrik. Hello, Mr. Henrik. How have you been?
Hi, thank you very much for having me today. My name is Henrik, as Nishu said, and I just want to start by thanking Nishu and JRK today for inviting me to this session, and I'm very happy to be here talking about Linnaeus University, and the focus will be on late application. So I will start my presentation here and try to share with you a little bit more information. Yeah, so as I said, my name is Henrik, and I'm from Linnaeus University. It's a university located in the southeast part of Sweden. We are one of the biggest universities in Sweden. When we look at student numbers, we are the sixth largest university in Sweden, and we are a very big international university, students coming in from all over the world. Our main focus will be late application. So if you want to know more about Linnaeus University, feel free to talk with Nishu or any of the other people from JRK, or look at our old webinars that we had recorded from before. There you can learn more about Sweden and about Linnaeus University. But today the focus will be late application, because the first admission round is already on its way, but we're still open for late application. And of course, welcome to this webinar. I'm very happy to see all of you here. So today I will talk a little bit about how to make a late application and what's needed, and then how to like the documents needed, and then follow your application, what is happening with the application, the steps that you can be in, and then some other information. So that is basically what we will talk about today. And of course, as Nishu said, at the end of this session, if you have any questions, feel free to write them. And we will go and have a deeper Q&A at the end, where we'll talk more about, yeah. So if we now look at the timeline, for this autumn intake, where all our programs, both from bachelor and master level, they're starting in the autumn intake. So for autumn 2026, we had an application period that was opening on October 15th. So last year, October 15th, we opened application, and that application round was open until January 15th. That was what we called last day to apply. And then you had until February 2nd to upload supporting documents, and it was also the last day to apply, to pay the application fee. If you've done that, then that means that you've made an application in time, and that also means that you will get the selection result depending on if you applied for a master, you get the selection result March 26th. If you applied for a bachelor, you get the selection result on March 31st. So that is basically an application, as we called in-time application. But then we get to the question, can I still do a late application? Yes, you can. So for most of our programs, we are still open for late application, and it's still possible to apply, even though the 2nd of February has already gone. Depending on if you're an EU citizen or not EU citizen, how long you can apply depends a little bit. But basically, we will keep our programs open until April 15 for application. So if the program is not full, then you can apply until April 15th. after that, many programs will close. And just a reminder, there is no guarantee that there is places still available just because the program is open, because it can be so that the admission is lacking a little bit and they don't know that they're full. So it can be a little bit of a gap where the program is still available to apply for, but that it is closed, even though that's not common. If a program is open, that means that they think that there's still seats to be filled in the classroom, and that means that they are open for late application. And then linked with that is a common question, like when will my late application be reviewed? And that is an ongoing process. It depends a little bit on when you make the application right now, because admission is still looking at this applications that is made on time, and they are prioritized. So it will be a little bit longer. So I would say around 5-6 weeks. But in a few weeks, it will probably go down to 3-4 weeks to get a review of your application. And what's taking the long time is that it's a national agency. In Sweden, we have a two-phase review system, where first the national agency, often referred to as university admission, they look at the application first, and they are the one who is taking quite a long time. When they've made a review, they sent it to the local admissions office in each and every university, and they make a second review of the application, and that goes a lot faster. So at Linnaeus University, and for most Swedish university, we're waiting for the national agency to do the first review, and then we are quite quick after that. But since the national agency has the whole Sweden and all universities, and they're reviewing all applications, they take quite a long time before they manage to do the first review. Also good to know is make the application as soon as possible, since the merit rating will be the date you apply. So for late application, the GPA is not as important as it is for the students who has applied on time, because now it's more of a first come, first served. As long as there is still available seats in the classroom, then if you made an application earlier than someone with a higher GPA, you can still get in, because it's a first come, first served system with the late application. You make the application through university admissions, as we said, and this is a national application system where you can apply to all Swedish universities, and you can apply to up to 4 different universities in one application. Good to know is that there is an application fee involved in your application. So no matter if you're applying for 1 university or you're applying for 4 universities, you can even apply for more if you're applying for both bachelor and master. Then you can apply for basically 4 in each application round. But it's one application fee, and that is 900 Swedish krona, around 85 US dollar. And that is to cover the review from the national agency. And so it doesn't matter how much you're applying for, that fee is always going to be there for all international students. If you are a Swedish domestic student, or if you already have a residence permit in Sweden, then you don't need to pay the application fee. But for everyone else, they have to pay the application fee, basically. Just some, should be some text here as well. Yeah, so just some reminder that you can go here and you can look at the application, and you can use filters like program name, you can search keywords, you can search for a specific university and find the program that you're interested in, and see what is available and what is not available at the moment. So here we have an example. This is how it looks like when you've made an application. And as you can see, under each and every one of these courses, like 3D data and visualization, application period is not open, it means that you cannot apply for that one right now. But if the program is open for late application, it will be the program will be green. The dot will not be yellow, it will be green instead, and you will be able to click apply and make the application. So all programs that is still available to apply will be green and available for late applications. So it's easy to apply when you see them and you can make the application. And if you need help with that, I think that JRK is very, very good at helping out with this. How is it with the entry requirements now then? As I said, for late application, the GPA is not of that much importance, but there is still some things that is quite important when you make an application. Entry requirements in Sweden are divided into a few different layers. One is called general entry requirements. Those are quite basic. For bachelor studies, it means that you have to have a high school degree and you have to have graduated high school already to be able to start your bachelor studies. For master, you have to have finished a bachelor, and it's also okay to be on your last year of your bachelor studies as long as you will finish the bachelor before the autumn intake comes, and then you can still apply and get admitted. And if you're unsure of like what is a bachelor in my country, and I know that, for example, in India, there is a lot of 3 years bachelor degrees that is not accepted as a bachelor. You need to have a 4-year degree. So depending a little bit on if you're uncertain if my bachelor degree is equal to a bachelor degree here in Sweden, you can check with JRK or you can check with us, and we will make sure that you have the right general entry requirements. Then there is this English requirement, and all our programs require English 6, and that is equal to IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90. You can also meet the English requirement from academic studies. It's depending on which country you've been studying in, but if you've been studying in an English-speaking country, like, for example, Singapore or UK, US, then you usually don't need to take an English test. However, I know that for example, Bangladesh and Pakistan, there is a lot of English education, but that is still not accepted as academic studies in English. So there you would need to take an English test for most of the students, like an IELTS or TOEFL test. Then we have country instructions, where you can look at the specific attestations that is needed for your specific country. Do I need a specific stamp for the document or not? Do I need to upload the documents or do I need to send them in by postal service? And for most countries, it's fairly easy. It's just to upload the documents online and make sure that you do that. If you need any help with that, JRK are experts. They've been doing this for a long time, so they can help you a lot with like the specific country instructions from the country that you're from. What is needed when it comes to attestations. And then we have the specific entry requirements. For some programs or for many of our programs, we have specific entry requirements. For example, we can require you to have a background in a specific field. Let's say that if you want to study mechanical engineering, a specific entry requirement is that you're coming from a mechanical engineering bachelor. It can also be that the program requires you to fill in some form or statement of purpose, send in a CV. It can be things like that they also require. And that you have to check on each individual program and see what they are requiring. If you also look at selection results or selection, what is it that we're looking at? For bachelor programs, there is 3 things that you can apply with. Upper secondary education, which is the most common way for that's actually for all our bachelor programs except for design. and that means that we're looking at the GPA from your high school. So the GPA from your high school is what you're applying for. Sometimes we also write out aptitude tests, and that is the Swedish University entrance exam test. Not possible for international students, but for domestic students, they can apply with the aptitude test. So here we have an example to the right, you see on the photo here. 70% of our students will be admitted through upper secondary education, which means GPA. 30% will be accepted through the aptitude test, and that is the Swedish University entrance exam for Swedish domestic students. Or we have individual assessment. When it comes to individual assessment, we usually look at more than just the GPA. We also look at statement of purpose, or in this case, I think this is from one of our design programs, then they also look at a design portfolio. So they look at more than just your GPA.
Yes, Mr. Henrik, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let's take a few questions so that you don't have to talk a lot regarding the
Yeah,
presentation. Is it okay? Or should
yeah,
I?
sure.
Okay. So I think one of our student has raised their hand. Mr. Sandeep Kumar, do you have any questions for us? Mhm.
Hello, yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Yes,
Ma-
please ask your question.
Ma'am, actually, I have not done my IELTS, so if the PT is available, PT marks will available. PT marks will eligible or not?
PT score. Yes, PT is also accepted.
And how much it should be required, ma'am?
The PT score.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Henrik, do you want to
Yeah, I have to
answer this?
double check the PTE. Uh, Hold on one moment. We should have it here. The overall score should be 62 to meet the entry requirement, and a writing score of 61.
Yes. So I think, Mr. Sandeep, your question has been answered. So let's move on to our next student, Kamrul Islam. Mr. Kamrul Islam, do you have any question?
Yes, ma'am. I have two questions for you. Uh, can I bring my spouse to the bachelor's program?
Yes, you can, but actually first you need to get the admission. So you have to focus on the admission part.
Okay. Uh, will you go to both person?
First of all, the process is that first of all, you need to apply right now. If you have all the documents and the necessary requirement, if you match the requirement, you'll get the offer letter, then pay the tuition fee. First of all, you need to apply for your visa, and then parallelly, you have to apply for your spouse visa as well. But first, you need to
Okay.
secure the admission.
Okay.
Yeah.
My second question is that how much is the tuition fee?
It depends on the program, and each program has different ranges. I cannot give you the exact answer, but if you contact JRK team, they can definitely, based on your background, they can suggest you programs, and you can find the tuition fee.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
I think at the end here I have a short like estimate of the
Oh, yes.
fees as
So
well.
yes, so please wait till the end. We will be, having we will be showing you the tuition fee range as well. So I think two questions is enough, and I think more students are asking questions. We will be taking them later on. Let's move on to our slides, because I think the questions are general, and I think if you see the presentation, most of your question will be answered.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yes, please go on.
So, yeah, so if we look at the selection results for masters, we have the same thing here. We have individual assessment, and that means that we will be looking at GPA, but also something more than a GPA. So, for example, a statement of purpose or motivation letter needs to be sent in as well. And usually a CV is preferred. And then if you're applying for design portfolio, is also needed. And here you can see some examples of how it looks on the website, application and portfolio, as you can see for the design programs. And then the small photos here is all programs has a small little selections dot, and there you can see what kind of selection it is. It doesn't really matter that much for late application now, because it's still like if you're applying and there's still seats and you meet the entry requirements, you will get admitted to the master. So the selection is more for the students that is applying in time and for programs that is full and where there's competition. Yeah. So just a little bit also on providing the application documents, as we said, just to remind you again, submitting your documents, making sure that you're following the country instructions, making sure that everything's correct with the attestation, making sure that if you're submitting the good document, can you upload it, or do you need to send it in by yourself? And then also paying your application fee. As I said, the application fee is 900 Swedish krona. It cannot be refunded. So if you're paying the application fee, it means that it's used for reviewing your application, and no matter if you don't get admitted or if you're change your mind, this application fee cannot be refunded. Most of the other fees can be refunded, but the application fee will not be. So now you made your application and you're waiting for the result. And as I said, you can log into your account and you can see what is happening with your application. And the most common thing is eligible or not eligible. So while you're waiting, after university admissions has made their first view of your application, and they think that you're eligible for the program, you will stand as eligible. If not, it will be not eligible. That can change. As I said, we have a two-time review system. So after university admissions has made their review, they send it to Linnaeus University, and our admission will take a second look at it. University admissions is much more conservative than Linnaeus University's admission is. So if they have made you eligible, it's almost guaranteed that Linnaeus University will also keep you eligible. If they made you not eligible, then maybe it will change when the second review is coming in and Linnaeus University is checking your application, because we are usually not as conservative and make more students eligible than the first review. Cancelled means that the program is cancelled, which we hope will not happen for any programs this year. Not processed means that there has not been any review of your application yet. Under process means that it is an ongoing review. You just have to wait and see. That is the most common statuses that you can have. Yeah, and just to know, if both reviews has gone through and you are qualified or conditionally qualified, that means that qualified means that the application has been reviewed and you meet the entry requirements. That means that you will be part of the selection, and usually as a late applicant, you will most probably be admitted. Conditionally qualified is usually for students that are studying their last year of their bachelor, and then they meet the qualifications, and they will usually be conditionally admitted. The difference is that for these students, they need to finish and graduating their bachelor before they can start their studies in the autumn. And that is the two most common things that you can get. So you know that if you're qualified, you will either be admitted, or if you're very unlucky and the program is full, you will be in a queue waiting to see if other students is canceling their application, and then you will get closer and closer to getting admitted if there is a long waiting queue. So just some other information that could be good to know about. We talked about tuition fees. And if we look at the humanities, social science, and business, it varies a little bit from 110,000 up to 125,000 Swedish krona. We also have one program in economics that is 150,000, but around 110 to 125 is the most common for humanities, social science, and business. Natural sciences and engineering, almost all of them is 155,000 Swedish krona, and design is 285,000, and this is per year. So this is a per year tuition fee. There is a lot of scholarship programs, but unfortunately for late applications, we don't have any scholarships available. So the scholarship application is already done with. Last day to apply for scholarships was last week. So unfortunately, if you haven't made an application yet, you can still make an application, but the scholarship applications is closed for the year. Yeah, I think that was all I had. I would just end here with saying, if you're not following us on social media, feel free to do so. We always try to share the newest information online on social media. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube is good platforms and good ways to follow us and learn more about Linnaeus University.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Henrik, for the nice presentation. And I think there are a few questions students are raising hand. So let's take the questions from one by one. I think the first question I will be taking from Mr. Aaron Shrestha. Please pardon me if my spelling is wrong, like pronunciation is wrong.
It's okay. I've already applied for university applications before February 2nd. I wanted to know, like, there was a new policy that was like endorsed where you can only work like 40 hours per month, I think. Is that true as a student?
It's just a suggestion yet. It hasn't been decided, but there is a suggestion to limit the working hours.
Will that go through
so
though in June?
yeah, it's most likely to go through, and that will limit the working hours to 20. What I've heard is 20 hours per when you're studying, like during the study period, and then during the breaks, there will not be any limits. Then you can work as much as you like as before.
Okay.
But it's, as I said, it's not decided yet. I think it will go up to the government for decision in April. So we are still waiting to hear more about it. But yeah, it might be
Makes sense.
coming.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next question will be taking Nirarkar Adhikari.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. My question is related to whether I'm eligible for masters or not. I have done 3 years course from Malaysian University, and that's of 128 credits. And in Nepalese University, you can say it like a 4 years course also have 120 credits. I have 128 credits from Malaysian University. Do I fulfill the eligibility for masters or not?
Okay, so let me take the question for Mr. Henrik. So the thing is that if you have a foreign degree, it is like then your degree will be equivalent to, for example, you have completed from Malaysia. So you need to check the like Malaysian requirement. If you match the basic requirement, then yes. And if you're saying that yes, if it's relevant to the Malaysian bachelor's degree, then yes, definitely you can apply. But still, we need to check. We need to see the transcript and we need to check everything before giving you the confirmation.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so next question I will be taking from Riya Sharma.
Good evening, ma'am. So my question is that I have recently completed my plus two. I'm 2025 pass out, and from management stream, I didn't have math but computer. So am I eligible to take computer science courses like bachelor in IT? If I don't have math but I have computer, then
And you want to apply for a bachelor or a master? I'm sorry, I missed
for
that.
bachelor, I'm recently plus two graduated.
So
Yes.
basically, let me just give you the recap. So basically, the student has completed high school diploma and now wants to go for a bachelor's degree. But in his 12th class, there was no mathematics, but she wants to do for a computer science or engineering related program. So is it possible
Yeah.
without maths?
I think we have to look at your transcript because you said you had computer science instead. Maybe they would accept that. So I would have to look at it. But for our computer science programs, they require mathematics, but they can sometimes accept computer science if you've done that instead of mathematics.
But it still depends on your transcript. We need to see that. So that's why you can.
Yeah.
That's why the GRK team comes to help. If you contact GRK team, they can give you that accurate information that yes, you will be accepted or not.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. My next question is that if I'll give my IELTS exam till March 18, then will I be accepted to get September intake?
If you get the result on March 18, yes. Then when you get the result, you upload it as soon as possible, and we will accept it as a late application. So it's not a big difference, but it will be seen as you're applied on March 18 when you got the IELTS result. So the only difference is if, as I said, it's first come, first served. So if there is someone that is sending in all the documents before you, they will get admitted before you. But if there's still seats, you can definitely send it in on March 18.
Yes, but I think I can suggest one thing here is that if you just submit the application, you talk with the GRK team, like a late application, not all the programs are open. Few programs are open, right, Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Yes.
We
So
just
if you
sent
just
out 20 minutes ago. I haven't even had time to look at it because I was waiting to get in here. But we sent out a list to our partners with the open programs.
Yes, exactly. So we can submit the application and we can later submit your IELTS score, but we need to do it like as it's a first come, first service. So you need to first apply. So I think your question has been answered. So the next question I'll be taking, the name is not mentioned, but I think it is like Samson SM.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I would like to ask, like, how long does the processing time take? Like, and you also mentioned about the scholarship time being like closed right now, right? When does it open for the next intake?
Yeah, so the processing time for late application is 3 to 6 weeks. So after you make the application, you will get the result within 3 to 6 weeks. And our scholarship application is open every year just after the first admission round is closing. So this year it was closing February 2nd, and then we open our scholarship application for 2 or 3 weeks after that for all the students that has applied on time. That means that next year we will be doing the same thing. So if you made an application in time next year, then next year around February 1st, we will open the scholarship application and keep it open for around 3 weeks.
I don't think he has any more questions. Okay, let's move on to our next student, Miss Saida. Please ask your question.
Hello, everyone. Hello, ma'am. My first question is that is it possible apply with the study gap?
Yes, that's no problem.
It's for the teaching program. Do you have any subject available for the teaching?
For teaching, no, sorry, we don't have. But other Swedish universities has. So there's other universities that you can apply to in Sweden that has education.
Well, so personally, I would like to know one question is that last years, it's most probably 2024. My sister applied for the one's university and with MOI, medium of instruction. Unfortunately, she didn't get a chance just because of a bank statement. And now she wants to again apply with this teaching experience certificate, and that is she has long time teaching experience. Want to gather another that is a program enhance the teaching experience more. So it's she's eligible for the that is she wants to literally apply again. Is it possible? Because last time she didn't get the chance.
Yeah, it's no problem to apply again. No matter what program you're applying for, if you didn't get the visa or if you canceled your application after you got admitted or whatever it is, you can apply again. It's no problem. We don't make any differentiation in the application, so everyone can apply and everyone is treated equal, no matter no matter if you've applied and got admitted before but didn't come, or if you're a new applicant.
Well, it will be wise if she again apply with MOI. It will be a wise decision that right now she has IELTS score. She has
Are you
IELTS.
sure that she applied to Linnaeus University? Because I don't think we have education. So I think she applied to another university.
So, Mr. Henrik, let me take this question for you. So
Yeah.
basically, Miss Aida, if your sister has already applied and got the visa rejection, so what you can, yes, you can definitely reapply, but it depends like why it was the rejected. And if you're asking about the MOI, if it still accepts, it was 2 years back. If the university has changed the requirement, we need to check. And it depends like which university you are applying. So please contact GRK team. We can definitely help you because right now we are focusing on the Linnaeus University. So if you have any questions related to Linnaeus University programs or intercurrent, feel free to ask.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And actually, I'm sorry because I don't know that is limited question or limited subject is discussing here. I seriously don't know. Thank you so much for.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, I think there is. Okay, I think everyone has question. Now let's take some question from the chat box. So the first question is, I think we have already discussed about the study gap. Now let's move on to, they're asking for a program. Is there any digital marketing program available for bachelor's student or anything related to marketing program?
We have a marketing program available for bachelor. We also have international business. That's just I think that I just want to see if they're still open for late application.
Sure.
Which I don't think they are. I think both of them are full, unfortunately. If we look at the full programs, we can say that business is probably the most popular and where it's hardest to get in for a late application. International business could still be open for late application, I think. Unfortunately, the other one is not.
Okay, so I think it's like something related. I could say like it's not like what happens in the Asian universities. It's like you are going to go for a digital marketing or this like program. But in like Sweden, what happens if you apply for a marketing degree or like business degree, like digital marketing and marketing related programs will be added there. You do not need to worry. You can check the course module. If you think that yes, the course module is like on your preference, you can definitely apply. So okay, let's take our next question. Okay, so for master's PT, IELTS is required or not?
For masters, yes, we require IELTS 6.5.
Or PT. Okay, but if the student has like a UK degree or like Australia degree, we can get the IELTS waiver.
Yeah, they can. And also there was someone asking about studying in Malaysia. That is also a waiver. So if you've been studying in Malaysia, you don't need to take the IELTS. The same with UK, US.
Yes, exactly. So another question we have, can the student pay 1 semester fees or 1 year fees?
It's semester per semester. So you pay the full first semester and it's 2 semesters per year. So you pay half of the yearly fee in an installment.
Okay. I think one more question. Can you still continue on a Sambo visa?
Yes. So on a Sambo, can you continue to study on a Sambo visa? Yes, you can. So that basically means that if you're like say like your spouse is in Sweden either to study or for something else, then you can study and you study for free. Like or if that person is working, you can also study with the family visa, so to say.
Okay, so another question we have, if we study in Sweden, is it beneficial if we learn Swedish from your personal experience living in Sweden?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
The question is that if we study in Sweden, is it beneficial if we learn Swedish from your personal experience living in Sweden?
Yes, I would say it's very beneficial. Depending a little bit on what you want to do afterwards, but if you want to stay in Sweden or work, it's very beneficial. If you just want to go and study and then go back to your home country, then maybe it's not worth the time because everyone in Sweden can speak English as well, basically. So for your daily life, it doesn't matter that much. But if you want to find a job, and especially if you're like studying business, humanities, social science, those kind of majors, most of the jobs require you to be able to speak at least a little bit of Swedish. If you're studying IT, engineering, and those kind of things, then maybe Swedish is not that needed, to be honest.
Yes. So the next question is, I think for masters in ITMOE will be, okay, we have discussed this question, so I'm going to skip it. What if the student have a gap with low percentage and have around 10 to 15 years backlog? Is it possible to apply with dependent?
Yes.
So I think the student has like 10 to 15 years of study gap. So is it possible to apply?
Yeah, it's possible to apply. That is not a problem. We don't look at the study gap anything, no matter how long it is, you can still apply, and we look at it as any other application.
Okay, another question is this, masters in software technology with 5.5 listening, overall 6.5, 3 years in Lincoln University College, Malaysia, from Nepal. Okay, it's the same Malaysian student. He has given his details, so it is accepted or not. So as I told you, like we need to check the website, university website, and the basic requirement. We need to check, like sometimes they have like specific requirement for each program. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are correct. But this looks to be enough just by the first view of it.
Yes, the basic, the
years.
student matches the basic requirement. Yes.
Yeah, it should be possible to apply for a master in computer science in our university.
Yes, I think there is another question. Mr. Kamrul Islam, you can ask your question.
Thank you, ma'am, for chance me again. My question is that YTC is eligible for the apply? YTC.
Okay,
Can you
OITC.
specify?
It's
Yeah.
okay. Yes, I got it. The thing is that in Sweden you have to like IELTS, PTE, and TOEFL. These 3 language proficiency are accepted. Others are not accepted.
Oh, this is okay.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Aaron, please, you can ask your question.
One more time. For a Sambo, for like a switch between a student visa and a Sambo visa, how long does it take? Like time period?
If both of you are applying, it really depends on the country where you're applying from.
She's already a resident in Sweden. I think it should not take that long.
That shouldn't take too long, no. If she's already a resident in Sweden, it should be quite quickly and easy for you. And if you already have a visa to Sweden, you can also go to Sweden and apply for extension in Sweden and wait for it there.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think this too will be our last question. I think the student has a background of a hotel management. Do we have any programs regarding hotel management or tourism?
Yeah, we have tourism master program, and it's a very good program. Actually, it's ranked top 30 in the world when it comes to hospitality programs. So it's one of our highest ranked programs, and it's still open for late application. So it's definitely a good program to apply for.
Yes, okay. And I think the student has told us like about backlog with study gap and recently working as a teacher. So to be honest, that will not be an issue, but we need to explain like why there is a like gap and backlog. If you can explain it, like I'm talking about the visa part, then yes, there's a possibility. But for the admission, I don't think that will be an issue. And okay, there is another file. I have completed +2, like I think secondary level in 2018. Now I'm 38 years old. Is there any age limitation?
No, it's not age limitation for us to admit you. It can be some explanation for the when you apply for the visa, but
Yes.
yeah, but from the university side, there is no problem with the age.
Okay. Another student, Bachelor in Computer Application completed for Tribhuvan University from Nepal. Which English proficiency is required? You can take like the three, IELTS, TOEFL, or PT, whichever you think is easier for you, you can take it.
Mm.
And I would say like whichever you get the result faster. Yes, I don't think we have any more questions from the student side. We can end the session for today, I guess. I think it's almost 1 hour. Thank you so much, Mr. Henrik, for the nice presentation and answering all of the questions from our student side. I think we are going to take the late application till the applications are open. Then we are going to go for the next year for the next September intake.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks for having me. And good luck with the applications for all of you that is thinking about applying or that has already applied. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much, and hope to see some of you in Sweden.
Yes, definitely. We will be waiting for our students. Yes, students are saying thank you. Thank you everyone for joining the session. We will have some more session. If you want to have more session with the JRK team or any other university or Linnaeus University, please let us know. And if you have any questions regarding the admission requirement or the visa requirement, please you can definitely connect with the JRK team or you can directly contact Linnaeus University, the admission team as well. Thank you, Mr. Henrik. Thank you everyone for joining the session. Have a nice
Thank you.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.